The Bill and Kelly Show is recorded at Studio A at Executive Suite Squared in beautiful Hammond, Indiana. Now, here's Bill and Kelly. Well, welcome to the Bill and Kelly Show.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. And our guest today is one of our favorite, by the way.
Yes.
We love this lady.
Very beautiful and fabulous and talented.
Bev Davis. How'd you like that sing? Well, welcome to our show again, Bev. We couldn't wait to have you back on. When Sharon told us that you would like to be on, I'm saying, oh, without a doubt.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
I'm very happy to be here.
Well, we're happy you're with us. So, why don't you tell us a bit about some of the things that you've been doing outside of your career as an author? From what I understand, that you and your husband have like a kind of a service that you do by virtual Zoom meetings on Sunday mornings.
Yeah, my husband we're both ordained ministers in the United Church of Christ. And my husband is a interim minister, which means he serves the church between the settled pastors. And he had just taken a call to a town about 2.5 hours from Madison right before the COVID hit. And I was asked to to do some permanent, temporary pulpit supply at a little church in Mineral Point, which is a little over an hour away from here. So I thought I'd be driving there on Sunday mornings. And I actually went one time. I've only been in the building once. And that was in February or March? I don't know anymore. But since then, we've been leading worship on Sunday mornings from our apartment.
Wow. 2 churches at once.
2 churches in the apartment.
Oh, wow. So you guys are sitting in your little comfy apartment and talking to many.
He's in our second bedroom, which is / office, and his worship starts at 9:30, and mine starts at 10:15, and I'm in the dining room.
Wow.
All right. So this is not like a 2-headed ministry at once. You're not taking the same pulpit at once. You're doing separate services.
Separate,
Got
total
it.
separate. Yeah.
Oh boy, that's amazing.
As you probably can tell, it's been a challenge with the Zoom thing, but
Sure.
I always look at everything as a learning experience.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah, thank goodness for technology. It allows us to connect, but oh man, I haven't talked to one person that doesn't want to be beyond this and get back together. And from kids that are using Zoom for school and oh my gosh, in fact, every time we mention the word Zoom, we see frowns. It's like,
From all the kids. Yeah, they're like, oh, that just means school.
yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah.
So how many members are we talking about in each church? Are these fair?
They're small churches. They're in the 50s, probably 50. I don't actually know, 50 to 100 members, but not a lot. They're both small churches in small towns. But we've had pretty good turnout with the Zoom worship.
Great.
I can't tell you. I know my husband's been doing all sorts of special things with music and stuff like that because I can hear it, but I haven't.
Saturday Night Live did a phenomenal skit on a service over Zoom. Remember that?
Oh,
Yes, that was so
I don't
funny.
know, Bev. Do you watch Saturday Night Live?
yeah, not so much the first time around, but I'll have to look it up.
Oh, this one.
Kenan Thompson was playing the minister, and all the people were on Zoom listening in, but a lot of them still had their microphones on, so you could hear moms yelling like, "I'm at church, sit down, be quiet, the minister can hear you. And it was just a whole lot of
Yeah.
silliness. It was
That's how it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Then the people that are not used to using technology now using technology to worship. It's kind of, and from I've heard from some other ministers, that's not too far from the truth. That's getting so. So
First week, the first week that I led, it was sort of similar to this, where I had to do it through my telephone because my internet wasn't stable.
Oh,
So nobody saw me. They heard me, but they didn't see me, and I couldn't see anybody. So it was weird.
yeah.
yeah, but one thing that I will say about technology allows us to connect with phenomenal people like you.
Yes.
And where we, now, especially, actually, Kelly and I still are going to be coming up that way if.
Oh yeah, as soon as we can.
Yeah, as soon as we can, because that was our plan to come up that way. But this is great that we're able to make connections with people before we go up there. So. What has life been like since we last talked to you and up there in the Madison area, right?
Right. Well, you can get outside now. It's very warm.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I also serve as a night chaplain at one of the local hospitals. So I've been doing that, going into the hospital every Sunday afternoon and sleeping over, and so getting to do my chaplain work, which I love to do. So I'm happy I can do that.
Absolutely.
And I tell you, there's never more important time than now because families can't come in to see their loved ones. And
No, and so to have some human contact, I'm sure, is so important to the patients.
Yeah, they're allowed one visitor. They allow one visitor now.
Oh, wow. So they're loosening things up now.
Yeah, at least our hospital is. I don't know about other places, but yeah. I mean, to be sick and to be alone, and everybody that comes in your room has a mask on, a shield on, and that must feel so, you're just so separate from the world,
Really.
If I can sit with them, and I have a mask on, but try just to sit with people and listen to their stories. That's the most important thing to me, is to hear where they are, a little bit about their lives, and share a little bit of mine. And
how is the COVID thing up there?
I think it was down for a while, but it seemed to have gone up like last week, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
Now, it's not as bad in Madison as it is in other parts of the state right now. More mask wearers here, I think, than in other towns.
Yeah, that's what I hear. It's more aggressive, more. Yeah, and so that's and it seems to vary from parts of the country to parts of the country.
Yeah,
it does.
Family and friends in Florida and Texas, and so I'm terribly worried about them and their health.
Yeah,
and then we all try to do the right things, and then we have people that feel like doing the right thing infringes on their rights, and
right. I don't get that at all. I don't get that at all. You're keeping yourself safe, and you're keeping your loved ones safe.
Right.
How can that be an infringement on your?
Thank you.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. No. So
nothing more than that.
As a chaplain, have you called on any COVID patients?
No, we can't go in the COVID rooms, unfortunately.
I was about to say, because that would be, putting you at risk, and then of course you possibility of carrying that on. It's it's a scary times. It's and then we see the pictures of the poor people in nursing homes are not allowed, even the one, and so they're communicating with their families through the window, and it's just heartbreaking. Yeah, because being in a nursing home in as itself is kind of isolating. And then now to have your only little hope of someone coming in and seeing you,
Right.
taken away.
Right.
It's a
They
shame.
have to eat all their meals inside their room alone. And yeah, up until about a year ago, I was serving in a senior residence, and that's how it is there now. It's a beautiful place, but they can't get out, can't do any of the socializing that they are familiar with doing, and that's rough. That's rough.
It seems funny to me because before COVID, everybody was complaining about too many people being on their phones and every time and technology. But right now, we're also thankful for that because it's our only way of getting to see our loved ones and being with people, being
Right.
with them as much as you could.
That's interesting.
It's a joy to at least have this.
Yeah. The only thing I will not miss about this, like I just saw my cheek just disappeared.
Oh, sometimes I completely
Or
disappear.
part of my head disappeared.
Disappeared? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
I have to look the screen more often. Well, I should be looking at it.
Yeah, I can understand you not wanting to look at the screen while I'm on, but there's Kelly.
No.
No. So Bev, let's talk about some of your books, because that is just, your outreach and the reason why you write the books is a story in of itself. And the books we just love.
They're so cute.
I took a cursory look at them.
Great ones.
As we have this one author who sends me books that he's requiring me to read, and they're like Gone with the Wind size books. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? So I let her read the short reads, and I'm like, but I can't wait to pick up some of yours, though.
I know.
So,
great.
So tell us a bit about those books again, and the reason why you started writing them.
Well, the very first book, as you know, is called Great Gray. Let me see, I might have it here. Here you are.
Yeah, and there you go.
There he is.
Great Gray.
Mm-hmm.
A book about meeting no expectations. And actually, my editor wanted to leave that off, and I'm like, no, that's what this is all about. Because by the time I got to the point where I was publishing it, I realized that it was really about my life. That there weren't many expectations for my life, and just I always felt that there was more for me to do, but I didn't know how to do it. I was kind of stuck. And it was only until after I had the dream that became Great Gray that I realized that, I could do a lot more than I have been doing. And one of those is speaking in public, and something I never did. And doing this with you is amazing. Trust me.
Well,
especially in my
leading a complete congregation. I mean, look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would never let us do that, even if we were ordained ministers. I'm sure they would not let us do that.
Oh, I think they probably would.
Oh, boy. So
God has never done with us. Aren't we lucky?
Oh, we're very lucky. So Great Gray, the thing that's interesting about this story, it's about a parents expecting this beautiful elephant and had all this expectations, and something ended up changing those expectations, right?
Yeah, his cutie pie little ear that pops up on top of his head, which his father, I think his mother always thought it was cute, if you ask me. But his father was horrified because he was expecting the perfection of an elephant, and he didn't. Gray didn't match up to that in his size, so he pretty much disowns them. And the thing about him is that Gray is that he never stopped being himself. He never felt sorry for himself. He just kept being himself. And he didn't know it, but he has a little boy who is his keeper. His name is Santosh, is his keeper, and he teaches him how to do everything, because when an elephant is born in captivity, they don't know how to wash themselves, how to cool themselves. They have to be taught how to clean themselves. And in this little village, there's a little boy named Santosh, and he is the mahout. A mahout is the keeper for the elephant, and they become, bonded. So when Gray is banished, Santosh goes right along with him, and this partnership just grows and grows. And one day Santosh discovers that Gray knows how to communicate using his ears. So he teaches him semaphore code, which was actually in my dream, if you can believe it.
Wow.
And goes on from there, and he becomes a hero.
Yes.
And not that he went into this being a hero, but just because he was being himself and he was using his gifts that he had. He didn't even know he had a gift, but he just kept being himself, and he was an excellent example to others.
Yeah.
And it goes on to that in the other books.
Exactly.
And in this day and age, you can't have a better
Beautiful
message.
story, right.
It speaks to everything we're going through, even before, kids that are born with a disability, and
Right.
now people are marginalized, and
Right.
and it speaks that, you can't hold back who you are and your voice, because you'll be eliminating that gift to everyone else.
Because
And
everyone's perfect in the eyes of God.
yeah.
And that's kind of what the second book is about too. It's about the little son of the Maharaja. Maharaja was embarrassed that he had a son who had disabilities, and never even told his mother, that he had a child. But because of what Gray did, which was nothing to Gray, but showed everybody else, he asked Gray and Santosh to take the little boy to meet his grandmother. And on the way, they meet these interesting characters. But that's what it's about. And
Awesome.
Grandma knew all about him. But that book wasn't a dream, but it just kind of, I never went into this planning to be a writer, so I don't really know how other writers write. But it just kind of comes out of a thought. And I'm very visual, so I see it all before I sign the words that go with the story. And then just from then on, went into the other one, because the little boy had difficulty moving, so he needed yoga, and found a yoga master, and and then went on from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, still really.
That's something with the writing that we find more and more as we talk to authors. We ask what inspired them and how do they develop characters. And what the common thread we keep hearing is they develop themselves. It's kind of like they become their own character. They, and then get the storyline. It just works as itself onto the paper. So that's amazing. So talk to us about some of your other books that you have.
Well, my newest one, Winging It, right here. I've been having
Love. Another one.
That's kind of a semi-personal story as well, because it's a story of my best friend, who is now passed, and her granddaughter, who is now 21, she might be 22 now. Their first chance incident to help fledge a monarch butterfly, and how they were winging it, and we're all winging it in this life. But it's just a story of how they became. They did this every summer from then on. And we all have. We've got a very good friend who has done this for a really long time, and she would go out every morning and look for monarch eggs or small caterpillars and bring them home and help them grow, feed them milkweed. And she had like 52 jars one summer, and they had planned a vacation. They were going to Canada, and at the last minute she was like, oh my gosh, I got to find places for my family. So she went on Eileen's porch, and that's where we began. And Eileen and Maya took, waited and waited and waited. It was already in a chrysalis when they got it. They didn't have to feed it anything, but they were just watching it. And when they turned their back, boom, things started to happen.
Cool.
And I think that's just how life is. You plan things and then boom, life happens.
Yeah, boy. Man.
I can't hear you.
Oh, yeah, I said that's amazing. Can you hear us?
Thank you.
Boy.
Now, your friend worked very hard with a beautiful nature preserve area as well, didn't she?
Right.
Yes, and it's actually named after her now in memoriam.
Well, it's named after another person who is also passed.
Okay.
Her name was White, and she's. We met them. We attended a Quaker meeting for several years, and Eileen and Edna were members of the meeting, and Edna was just wonderful. Miss her. There was a vacant lot right near the train station where there used to be a department store in the Beverly Morgan Park area in Chicago, and they tore the building down, and it was just a mess. So Edna, being the gardener that she was, and I'm sure she's still gardening somewhere, took it upon herself to clean up this vacant lot. I mean, the woman was in her late 70s, early 80s, and got other people involved in it. And she got started cleaning up this vacant lot and planting flowers, and it went on to being this beautiful garden. But before it became the beautiful garden that it is now, Edna did pass away. And so, yeah, it's Edna's garden, and that's where we took Chesterina to fly away.
Yeah. And
I had hoped to go to the garden this summer and do a book signing, but I don't think I'll be doing that this summer. Maybe next summer.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So talk to us about how you can get your books. Are they available on Amazon, or do they have to go to your website?
They're on Amazon.
All right.
And I have a website, bevdavisauthor.com. You can order it from me, and I will send it directly to them, and I can autograph it.
Awesome.
It's also at the publisher called thewordverve.com, WORDVERVE.com. And then I just got them in a little store in Paoli, Wisconsin. You would love it there.
Oh, wow.
It's called the Ginkgo Leaf. And it's a very nice little shop. She just took them the other day, and I gave them to her to read, and she said, oh, I love them. And that always makes me feel so good because, I didn't go into this thinking that. So just every affirmation just bubbles up inside of me and makes me feel very good.
Yeah, good.
Plus, I received an award from a company. It's an organization that librarians and teachers and parents go to. It's called Purple Dragonfly.
Oh, yes.
And I entered winging it in ecological section, and I got an honorable mention, which is hey, that's like first place to me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah,
So,
congratulations. That's great.
so I'll be getting some seals and I'll mail them to you so you can put them on the books, okay?
Oh, yes.
That'd be great. Well, you always get the
Thank
Bill
you.
and Joy Show favorite author in our,
Absolutely.
well, all of our
Aw.
authors are, but
Right. They're all,
you,
but we love you.
yeah, you're,
So.
yeah, yeah. Plus, you
Thank
don't
you.
read 5-inch thick books.
Hey, I've got a few I could give you.
David's probably listening to this and, oh, you didn't have to read the whole thing.
That
Yeah,
reminds me
fun.
of
It's fun.
seminary. I went to seminary late in life, and after his career as an interior designer, and I didn't do a heck of a lot of reading, and I was in this history class, and the professor would give us like 500, 600 pages to read, and I actually said to him one day, I'm like, do you really expect us to read all this in a week? He just looked at me like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, professors.
Yeah,
Right.
it was different.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, this has been great. We love connecting with you again.
Absolutely.
And anything? Do you have any, like? Are you thinking in another book or? Oh, Dexter is.
Yeah, actually, I've got quite a few bubbling in my head.
Yeah.
One, I want to write a book about our dog Fuzzy, who was a rescue dog.
Oh, sweet.
She's in the bedroom. I kind of thought she might come out, but she's a beautiful dog. We got her from the Humane Society in Milwaukee when we lived there. But she's from Knoxville, Tennessee, and gray. And, I've got her whole life story in my head. But she's just been such a gift to us, and every day. And she's got these big, beautiful blue eyes that everybody loves. Yeah. People either think she's beautiful or spooky. But she's beautiful. And she has this intuitiveness about her too, that she can kind of tell when you're not feeling good, or when you need a little snuggle, and she'll just come up to you and give you loving. And so I want to write a book about her.
Wonderful.
Charlotte.
Well, as you think about books for anti-bullying and marginalized people, of course, you live right amongst a bunch of Packers fans, and our heart goes out to those people all the time. It's just heartbreaking what they go through.
Let's not go there, okay?
Exactly. Thank you.
There goes another bunch of viewers off the Bill and Kelly Show. Just when we thought we were making grounds in the Milwaukee area.
You know where I'm from.
Yes. Oh boy. So you keep doing what you're doing. We love everything.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Books are great, and they speak to everything that we're going through, and teach questions to little kiddos. So
to anybody.
I just really feel that everybody needs to be heard, and any way we can do that.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And obviously you feel that way too, or you wouldn't be doing what you're doing.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Everyone's voice should never be squelched, and their human essence. Everyone has a story to share.
Because you never know when you're going to meet a great.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's one of the ideas that I have for a book too, is because working in hospice and working as chaplain, you meet all these people who are at the end of their lives, and they haven't been heard, especially women who haven't really been able to live the life that they probably feel they could have lived.
Right.
And it's very important that I listen, and that we listen to their stories, because even though they're at the end of their life on this earth, they are still the same person that they were when they were born. And that's very important for somebody to know that, people to know that, and to be, I don't know, I can't even think of the word. I'm emotional right now, but validated. That was the word.
Yeah.
and who they are. You know, I've had people say, "Oh, I used to be an artist," or "I used to do this." I'm like, "You're still an artist. You know, your art is in a different place, but you're still an artist. You're still a writer. You're still, you know, a great mom." And that's just so important that people are, that they are told that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a show like yours where I can get people who have never spoken on the radio, like you. But no, I would never do that because I'm too shy. But thank you for, this is wonderful. I really appreciate this time that we get to share together.
Oh yeah,
We
this has been
appreciate
great.
it even more, believe
And
me.
what we're looking forward to is when this stuff is over, we could go up there and meet you finally.
And I can give you a big hug in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. One of our first stops when we get up there. We'll let you
Absolutely.
know. So,
Okay.
All right.
I-
Thank you so much for joining
Take
us.
care.
Deb.
and thank you for all.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for
And
everything.
with that, we'll say goodbye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Tiger Plumbing. Whether you need to replace a faucet, overhaul your sump pump, or desludge your drains, call Tiger Plumbing. In today's world, knowing who's at your door is important. Tiger Plumbing sends you your technician's photo, estimated time of arrival, and a little bit about him or her. Hey, Sam likes fishing and camping. Cool.